Polite Enquiries, Ahmedabad, Day 3. Matthew asks, when exactly did the wheels fall off on this tour for England?
I might argue that they've overachieved. Did you think they were going to win one before the series?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is there any combination of England players available to them right now who could have managed a different result?
Yeah, it comes down to like their spin bowling pretty much, I feel.
Top order batting too. So that's the batting and the bowling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apart from that,
Daniel asks, given all the complaints about pitches, conditions and umpires, is it now time to acknowledge that England have been beaten by a superior team?
yeah, I think that's fair. I certainly think it's fair in these conditions, and I think that India will have a chance to play in English conditions later in the year, and I think they'll give England a real challenge. Yeah.
Sanyam, should England's rotation policy have been the man of the series?
I know it's tempting to look at that, but I see it differently. I think unless they'd had that rotation policy, you'd have got players deciding to opt out entirely. It's a really difficult situation to handle, and I'm actually really respectful of the fact that they're taking mental health seriously. So, no issues.
So Steve, who's a Polite Enquiries regular, is there a chance that one of the selectors told Jonny Bairstow to go and get all his ducks in a row, and he's completely misunderstood what they meant?
To get your ducks in a row means to be organised. Why it means that, I don't know. Jonny Bairstow's had an absolute shocker. What is it, 6 ducks in 9 innings against India in Test cricket now? I fear it's the end of the road, and I fear that England haven't got anywhere near the best out of him.
Alright. Reese asks, given Jadeja's non-presence in India's schedule, will Axar Patel ever play another test match?
You would think so. Hey, the one that might be in more trouble might be Kuldeep and even Washington Sundar. But, if Axar Patel bowls as accurately as that, he's going to be useful anywhere. And Ravi Ashwin won't go on forever. He's made himself extremely difficult to leave out.
So I'm just struggling to see if everyone's fit, where Axar is going to fit. There's just a lot of depth of spin bowling talent and
nightmare.
Tom, is it fair to say India's batting is Pant while England's batting is Pants?
It's a nice line, although the second part's probably true. Don't forget Rohit Sharma in this series, being very, very good. If there were 2 players you could take from the India side and put them in the England side, who would they be? And Rohit would be right up there.
Simon says, is Graeme Swann the worst thing to happen to English cricket? The ECB seem to think all English spinners are as good as he was.
Hey, the way I look at that is that it makes you appreciate how good Graeme Swann was. Because of that really good England side, filled with, greats of English cricket, I think he is the one that's proved the most irreplaceable. More so than KP, more so than Cook. I think Graeme Swann is the irreplaceable one. And actually, England might have won this test if Graeme Swann had been available.
Abhijato, did England miss Jos Buttler the most?
No. I mean, do you think it would have made any difference?
No. Vijay, should other countries be afraid of this Indian team's depth?
Yeah, they look very good. I still think the batting's a little bit fragile, but they are a formidable side, no doubt about it.
Cameron, is it time for Silverwood to go?
That is quite a question. I mean, That is unbelievable. It's probably made tongue-in-cheek. Oh, he's just won 4 series in a row. You could have put anyone. Which coach in the world would have made a difference?
Ravi Shastri, maybe.
There is no combination. You could have put Superman in charge. It wouldn't have made any difference.
Wasn't everyone praising him so much when England won in Chennai? They were like, finally, England are going back to like old school test batting.
Right. I don't think I've got any criticism of Silverwood at all.
Luke, the mood amongst England fans seems really negative at the moment, but there's always positives in a series. What are those for England? Good question, I think.
I think there's a few. I genuinely do. I think that the seam bowling was excellent. And I thought Joe Root did fine. Ben Folkes maybe showed he was the best keeper in the world. Yeah, they won a test, which is more than they did in the tour 4 years ago. So, yeah, sure there are positives.
Yeah, I'd add Jack Leach to that as well. Avan, Can we have Joe Denley back, please?
Funnily enough, he is not the niche cult hero from Kent that I think would have made the biggest difference. Do you know what England really lost yesterday, or lacked yesterday? James Treadwell. That would have made a difference. A competent off-spinner. I never thought I'd say that. You never thought you'd say, would you? It's my kingdom for a Treadwell.